Hello and welcome to my final match of League Season 45. I think at this point I'm one game over 500, so probably not promoting. I haven't looked at the standings really at all. Uh-oh. What's going on right there? What? I haven't looked at the standings, but I know some people have won more matches, so even if it's probably not mathematically impossible. Maybe if I 6-0 here and with a very specific combination of the remaining results. But nonetheless, I'll do my best. Obviously it would be good to at least break even and kind of and be safe from demotion. So let's look at the board. We got limited gains, but there's trade route for a little bit of buy. There's colonies. You're probably mostly just building in a little bit of draw and then colonying. There's not an abundance of tricks available. So some combination of the lab things and maybe 2 haunted woods, and then I don't know, a few platinum, maybe more if you have a storyteller. But I just don't feel like there's a lot to play around. The only kind of out there thing you can try is you can try to skip chapel in an attempt to have more buys later on in the game via trader. But I think you'll be punished by being too slow if you do that. So I don't expect that to be the play. Yeah, so I can't gamble here because, well, I mean, I guess I could, but no, I you know, can gamble here. Though there's a little bit of basically what you do is you play 2, right? You don't have to. So that didn't work out great. You would rather discard a copper, obviously. So they have pretty much a silver head. Yikes. This is pretty eek. I can only trash 1 here. I mean, if it would have helped quite a bit to have an estate. Anyway, this is gotta be trash 1 by silver. Otherwise, you just can't buy a silver. Pretty odd game. I don't know. There will probably be some shuffles that get involved, but I don't know what they're thinking of. Okay. They're better trash than me. This isn't ideal. I can gamble. How much money do I want to save though? I don't want to save 2 coppers. We can go silver, gold, plat maybe. Pretty much just like turn and a half behind. This wasn't that great for them, at least. Buy another gold. I would have. Probably thought about. I would have probably considered anyway. A den or some kind of draw over that gold. But it's not super clear. Get den is okay. Basically, I can trash and buy gold. I don't know. I'm just like pretty much probably too far behind at this point. You can literally just keep buying platinum. At some point, you just are willing to buy a colony. Can I follow on this hand? They have 3 platinum. I think maybe just 2. I mean, I get there. What hands do I get there on? Pretty bad. I mean, I can wait until I miss also. Before I go for the other stuff. all I can hope for is a tie. If you know you have platinum in there, I think you don't. I guess you know you have the colony is what they're worried about. That was a weird gamble, right? Because if they had flipped, maybe I missed something. If they had flipped colony there, I think they would have. Maybe they had extra 8. Then they paid 2 down to 7, up 5 to 12. Yeah, like if they had missed there, 6. Oh, if they had hit their colony, they would have just not been able to colony there. Pretty scary. You can't gamble again. That's where it came to an end. I wonder if they'll offer a tie or if they'll play for. So they do offer a tie, which is a bit surprising to me. If I have gold and platinum on top, I think I still get there. What am I at? That net's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, if both gold and platinum are on top, then I will be able to tie, and otherwise, no dice. So now it's not possible. So I can still get to province. This is the same thing. Has to be gold plat on top. So very unlikely. I would assume you just, if you're willing to offer the tie before, I assume you would just take the province here. And not gamble. Because if this was all they have, then this hand has plat, gold, gold. Well, one could be bottom decked, but. Alright, didn't get there. I mean, we can still try for the province, but. Now it just doesn't hit at all. So they can, now the points will just be too big to catch. Because even plat just gets the duchy. They have at least province. And I think like a guaranteed. I mean, this is. They just have a colony. So that was kind of rough. I mean, partly on the back of first. I mean, I could have. They offered tie, which I don't think they should have offered tie. Actually, I think they should have probably danced on provinces a little bit, since my deck is worse. It's not totally clear. Obviously, it worked out for them this way too. There's a real chance of me So this will be like a highway thing for sure. Gamble again. I guess you just double stockpile without thinking too hard. The buys are a bit funny because you basically have to do like royal carriage. Well, there's also a stockpile. Stockpile gamble is like a thing. Once you draw deck, so there's also that. Well, how long it'll take us? Whoa. How long it'll take us to draw deck? How many stockpiles will be left when that occurs? Is a question. It's not totally clear. Guess I'm still willing to take a century on the reshuffle here. We can gamble and rebuy the stockpiles, or we can take something else. Okay, so the century is not great from this hand. But we'll see. We pretty much have the same. Ideal. I don't even know what you do first. Do you do hunting party? Do you do highway? Gotta get highways on the next reshuffle. It was basically like a big guide or something. A little odd. They got a better century than me, but that's okay. Do have the bulk of the stockpiles at the moment. They're gonna have to buy a stockpile for sure. I don't know if they're just considering to or... So they're gambling down again. I can live with. I'm not gonna gamble there. This doesn't seem worth it to me. So I have 6 stockpiles to their 4. This is a little obnoxious. So we didn't get... Not like the best thing in the world. Go highway or highway royal carriage. Really not doing super. This was not the best turn ever. Maybe not the best choices either, but I'm pretty big fan of the highways. Can always gamble more, but I don't remember if the last card's a copper or not. I think it must be a mistake. Well, this is a great draw, though. So my stockpiles are gone. They still have a couple. This is like, well, depending on what the center reveals, may be very, very good. Just sort of okay. But we did find the barge. So this will draw another hunting party or another highway. Do we want to buy now or do we want to wait? Let's do it now. This is clean anyway. How many of the barges can I get? Camel gives you back a buy, right? We can do... can do that. Seems okay. They still have a stockpile. So they can get the last two highways if they want. They're just quite a bit behind on buy otherwise. So if they go for double highway here, they can do that. They're just going to be limited to one buy the next turn, which is pretty rough. But I guess they feel like they have to. I'm not sure. This is like just barges and highways. This is all the stop cards in hand already. Okay. Can gamble two of these things. We didn't have enough money to empty them. You need $2 for every to sort of net this stuff. I guess you can spend a buy to gain $2. Which lets you do another chain, but anyway. Let's go with... maybe you can do that order and get more out of it and call the royal carriage right away. Maybe there's a way to do that a little better. Their problem is still oh, they have a bath? When did they get a bath? Yeah, just the single buy. I guess I could think about adding a gold as a way of, you know, getting more stuff, but I have 3 barges now, so I do need to call on one of the cantrips. We can do 2 of these barges for free, so it's like 7 buys, so that gives us enough to do an estate at the end. Not for free, that's not the right word, but chain them essentially. So we go down to 3 and then we get 2 buys back. We'll go up to 5 buys and do. Or actually, sorry, let's see if he lets me undo. You have to do this in the right order. I do. I do, in fact, got this. New black market, that's nice. No. Just you open. Patron black market. Stockpile is not as appealing here. I mean, it's actually kind of a strange board, right? You probably you got to start on the black market stuff because that's where any draw you need is. Probably have time to go for it because the groundskeeper. Maybe it's not patron. Maybe it's ironmonger black market. But in the meantime, if you're messing around with that stuff too much and someone gets a bunch of the groundskeepers, then you may have issues. You could go stockpile black market. The ironmonger is just a little friendlier about playing the black market quicker. This is not a great. Now, if there's like masquerade, that would be something, but there aren't a lot of. See, this was pretty rough. On the whole, buy a Piazza. Sure, why not? I would have loved to get a counterfeit, of course. They'll probably take the temple if they have the money for it. Could also consider the shanty town. Minstrel doesn't look quite so appealing to me, based on what's already here in the kingdom. We may be. You feel a little okay about fishing for the black market if they're doing it too, even though it's possible that it just loses to something that is quicker on buying groundskeepers. I gotta figure out. This is bad again. Oh no, please don't have $5. Great, I'm just sunk. Either of these are really good. Well, the outpost is of limited. I guess the outpost isn't great right now, to be honest, but the tactician is pretty great right now. Outpost could be great, it just depends on how stuff goes. Those were good reveals for me. They're probably playing the temple or whatever. Oh, these are okay too. Book, or you could consider talisman. Probably you don't, but I do have a shot here of finding the of getting to play my goat herd after a temple. I haven't hit on Piazza yet, which isn't super surprising. I would have taken the den, certainly. So this is nice. This is a great pull. Outpost is less scary given their current deck. It could easily become scary. None of these are great, really. Obviously Scheme is inoffensive, Ratcatcher's inoffensive. Armory's not actually that inoffensive here without draw. So I would have been probably pretty happy to have them buy that. How much is the lab worth versus the inventor? Draw is probably a little better right now. This should be in probably pretty easy catacombs. That's unfortunate. I don't know if the lurker does a whole lot. The witch is the thing, though. I guess I want to trash it. Well, if I had known there was another one on top, I would have not. Okay, this is cool. Crown is, of course, really cool. Get. I'm worried about the length of the game because of the outpost for sure. Well, that's a bummer. I'm not really sure. How many terminals do I have? Let's do a workers village. That was not an exciting draw. I don't really know. Exactly how to end the game. But I don't want it to last a long time. I know that much. So what can we angle at lowering? Definitely the stockpiles are lowerable. Could even just be a couple stockpiles. Stockpiles and ironmongers probably can run. Oh, that's so sad. This turn could have been amazing if I hadn't bottom decked everything. There's I mean, it could have been amazing. Can we afford another black market? Not clear to me. The answer may very well be definitely no. Ideally, well, okay. That's certainly something. How good are any? I mean, I would like Bridge Troll for sure, but I can't get it, so. Whether Chariot Race or Acting Troop, or Acting Troop, probably not. Chariot Race, potentially. So it comes at the cost of, let's go with no. I would like, if possible, to find some of the estates. Okay. These all have some cute things going on here. Rogue for sure. Just gets me a Silk Merchant, which is good. Scholar plays nicely with Black Market for sure. So there's some nice things here. These aren't so nice, honestly. The relic's okay. The relic's sort of like, I mean, definitely attack. They don't have a huge amount of draw right now. They just trashed there. Now do we put discard the okay. That was a great turn, though they templed and then didn't outpost, so that's pretty much why it was a great turn. The Catacombs has to be around here. I was gonna say, because it hadn't showed up yet. I don't know exactly what Goat Herd says. So Outpost does sort of nullify Goat Herd to some degree, depending. I mean, if they temple again, then still doesn't. They're definitely close to clean enough to where the outpost turns are starting to look like trouble for me. I don't know kind of what to do about it other than try and have good turns myself, but I'm not gonna have 2 turns. So that's going to give them some additional options as far as pile outs and such. And they have a 4-point lead, so. I don't know that I'll ever attack enough that that they won't have these turns pretty consistently. I'm surprised they haven't bought Piazza yet a little bit. Here they're just looking for stockpiles. Only finding one is nice. I mean, because they don't really want to just rebuy. This is obviously like a great opening turn for me. I can open with Workers Village and then, I mean, I could also open with like Patron, but yeah, like all they do is that. That's not the most inspiring thing of all time. It's probably gonna be the Royal Carry. I would love to get back around to the Inventor or the Bridge Troll for sure. Now at this point for me, let's play this. Yeah, I mean, these are okay. There's nothing really. They trashed one card. Let's see what we can crown. Let's just go for, yeah. Okay. Verses are pretty low. How many stockpiles do they have? How many stockpiles do I have? 3. They have 5 stockpiles that I could just lock away, I guess. If I take 2 stockpiles here, stockpile, groundskeeper. I don't know if that gets us to I don't know if that puts us into trouble or not on piles. Well, that's not such a good turn. It's not so far. Point. So I need to figure out a little bit of way of scoring this turn just so that on the outpost it doesn't run away. Let's go ahead and trash. Doesn't draw. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. Well, we can play these, but we're gonna do this. This could stop here pretty soon. This is a little hard. We may want to crown the experiment. I mean, I guess we wouldn't mind crowning the witch again for sure. But let's get a little more info here. Okay. Okay, so we could play the captain as an ironmonger. Or we can get more. I mean, we could get more. What would be the pile out if we went for a pile out here? We have 5. Could we do the estates? We didn't really use our thrones for gains, so that has gone away a little bit. I don't know. Does a herbalist help us? I mean, if we find the inventor off another one or a bridge troll, then it's definitely something. We could top deck a crown, which is reasonable. Probably. So now we're up to 7, 9 buys, which is enough to pile but not win. Bridge troll may do it for us. Let me think. Oh, the witch is going to lower by 1. Okay, so we get... I had to count this up. So we get... I think this works. We give them... They'll go down to 2. We'll go to -5. But then we'll be at 0 from 1. And we need 1. Should be a win. I think it was in hand. At least it looked that way to me. This is a big goal thing. Kind of rough though to get going, right? You need... I'm almost thinking of opening Banished Silver. Obviously, the Lost Cities are super important. Then Goons obviously does a huge amount of things. Probably Banish before you worry about doing Crypt. Nomad camps are kind of okay just to open, just because you can buy encampments and try and get a big banish. Like even if you don't hit the 5, it's not so bad. Maybe even you do it, like maybe even on 5 you don't take the Lost City. I think I'm gonna take the Lost City, but one thing is that when I buy the Lost City, I'm going to guarantee them a Lost City if they do know the Nomad Camp thing anyway. So I could pass on that, though, if I think the alternatives are kind of okay anyway. It's not such a big deal. Your priorities are like banish 3 estates in one go and like get a goons. And then otherwise you just buy like encampments as like little expedition things, buy some throne rooms, buy some. So they're just going to open with that, which I find a little odd, but so be it. I mean, you can just try and get clean really fast, or in this fashion. Your issue, you can call it an issue. I would love to see a Lost City from them. I think I would love to see the Lost City. I mean, make this mess would be great. And possibly I just banish 2 estates if I draw copper. I'm going to draw a throne room copper off this. Get bet money. I don't know if you take a bandit. You don't really want that many golds, but you wouldn't be sad to have some. I guess mostly just one. I kind of like their little banish approach at the start. I think that could be interesting. It may work out in their favor. I think if I can get a big enough copper banish, then a bandit doesn't seem unreasonable. Maybe, maybe you get the bandit first and then that enables a big copper. That doesn't seem totally crazy to me. Okay, so they bought a Lost City. I would have cried if I didn't find the goons, though of course it was a real possibility. This could be goons encampment. Well, there are a lot of options. To be honest, there's not a small number of options here. Crypt may be in some ways easier to pull off than a banish on the coppers. This is not clear to me. Did they play? Okay. Well, that was a fortunate draw for them to top deck those. Because it could have pretty easily just been a more deady thing. This, of course, and then immediately they get it again. Well, can't do anything. Those are good reshuffles, two good, very good reshuffles for them. That's gonna make it hard. And I bottom decked the Lost Cities this time. And the throne is not gonna get, well, there's a thing down here, but not ideal. Yeah, this is pretty rough. Not over, but if they, okay, they're gonna go for a banish. I think is reasonable. Depends a lot here on whether we find the gold and also like the throne room. So they're gonna go for a smaller banish, I guess. No, they're just gonna play everything. I don't know. The plunder doesn't excite me too much. I mean, why wouldn't you buy a sage though, right? That's very bad. At least the second one. No, it missed. They all missed. It just happened too fast. So we lost all the encampments. Hooray. What do we... 10 is a... 3. We go up to 4 and have a throne. That seems pretty reasonable. Okay, we need to get one. We can get one encampment back. This was not a great shuffle for them, so that's nice. I will add a second goons now. I don't know exactly how much money we'll end up with here. But we will probably do goons encampment. It's hard to imagine we have much more than that. Not even 100% clear we have the second goons, but they have Lost City bottom deck. They're just gonna banish. Now I'm confused. What? They didn't. What was? Why did? I do this all the time though. I ask for undies where I think something. Let's see. We'll see what they're doing. Probably take a throne. Maybe not. They just go triple encampment. Okay. Discarded copper estate. So what do we? We could go goons. Throne. It's a little scarier. The encampments are kind of a pain, right? Because you can't really guarantee you have the thing with it at all. He hit it here, so he's keeping them all, which is sad, of course, but. This is unfortunately a very good turn. They didn't lose any encampments, so they probably get a banish in here. Maybe they don't. I mean, you can play without it. You just have some risks of duds. But there's certainly enough draw to kind of go past it. That was kind of an interesting number there. What do I get if I save? We get to. Can draw 4. I guess if we draw up, we don't. I think the number is a little awkward. But I think we do it anyway. I mean, we can do Lost City Goons, and technically we can still draw that. We can still draw everything, so maybe they'll buy Lost City and help us out a little bit. Obviously, that it helps if we have Throne Room, whatever. Oh, they're just dud. Wow. Well, that was the thing about the smaller banish for sure, or one aspect of it anyway. One potential aspect of it. I mean, that's about enough turn though that it should be able to take a points lead and take kind of sufficient. Wait, what's left? I have another Lost City. Right, we don't have to. If we bottom deck Lost City, that's fine. And if we don't, we just draw. Because he didn't goons me, that's why I have the extra cards. I couldn't figure out where the extra cards were coming from. He didn't goons me. Okay. I wonder if they had encampment in hand, and surely you blind play it. I would think. Do we want to banish here or just go? What do we get? 15? 15's pretty nice. I mean, there's 3 pretty easy buys there. Particularly with the knowledge of the Lost City bottom decked, which was, you know, completely just random and totally super lucky for me. They're going to put a turn together here, though. The nice thing is they don't have like a huge amount of money. They can go like Throne Goons, but and I'm going to keep building up the Goons amounts so that, I mean, we got to watch the piles, but so they go Sage Goons, which is not really building out there. What do we have left? There's still a 4th Lost City. And then this safe encampment. So we can just draw everything this way and still Throne Goons. I should throw Nomad Camp for style technically. I have 17 now, which isn't like that super good. I mean, I guess I could make a, if I go like Throne, Goon, Sage, I could get an extra buy in there. Which is a little scary. As a technique, but it does get me an additional 4 points. The other option is to like banish something. The other thing is just to buy what I bought last time. But all right, this is good. Though it could turn less good. They still don't have a large amount of economy. The hope, of course, is that we can just sort of run us to the end of this with with a decent points lead and everything. Ooh, I don't like the nomad camp. All right, so I do whiff a little here, but it's totally workable. Added a little bit of buy, but obviously nothing. No one has anywhere near the amount of money it would take to empty those expensive cards. I guess there's like, you may try to like do banish and buy copper, that kind of thing. That may be a maneuver. I kind of doubt it'll be the play ever, but yeah, they just got one goons in play. I mean, they're gonna have to buy Lost Cities, but it's not gonna move the needle. For them, fortunately. Okay. So we don't have. I need to count their gains. I mean, I can score a bunch here, but probably would have been pretty safe for me to just slam sages and score all those points. If I had to guess, that probably would have worked fine. No, I probably would have added a Lost City, but This is a board. Wow. This is something. I don't know what you open. Urchin Ambassador. This is quite exciting. You could try just Urchin and then do Potion Urchin reshuffle. Would also be probably reasonable. I don't know, maybe you pass on Ambassador here. I don't know how you're gonna, you can do of course big gain stuff, but it has to come from develop, which will make it kind of tricky, but hopefully interesting. But it's certainly there. Just the usual thing with develops, you know, it's just kind of a pain, or it can be a pain to make it all work the way you want. If you're doing the 5-2, I think Ratcatcher livery looks good. Encampment livery looks reasonable too. I wouldn't try a rebuild, but maybe they will. They do go with the encampment. Seems like a fine thing to go with to me. Encampment Ambassador is pretty weird to me. Not gonna lie. Hopefully we have collision here. If we don't, you know, if we don't, we don't. Alright, we did get it. You just take a copper, it's fine. Probably we go with an encampment on the buy. Hopefully we find the mercenary, but we may miss. They get hit. they're on their urchin. Nice for them. It'll look my shuffle will look very, very good if we find the mercenary, because we'll come right up to the end of it, probably by a blessed village. If we don't find it, then it looks sadder, but so be it. Okay, I will buy Blessed Village though. It's either that or plot, actually. My deck is pretty big. We didn't get to hit a second. Which is a little sad, but assume this will be a blessed village for them. Don't know if I have any actions in the bottom here. But I thought I had the... I thought I drew it. Trashes, it draws an estate and an urchin. I trashed that estate. Oh, shoot. That's a blunder. That's a huge blunder. That's rough. I mean, I would have left the copper. I mean, missing a pool this shuffle is huge. That was a bad choice. I totally missed that I had trashed that to flame. Wisp is nice. I still feel fine. Depends a bit where the mercenary shows up in the shuffle, and if obviously I wish I had a pool in the shuffle, but or an additional pool in the shuffle, but I'm probably a bit behind, but not like hugely. Depends a lot on where I'll get a second merc here, and then yeah, so we didn't move anywhere here, which didn't help, but we'll see what we get on this turn. There's still a potion, which is unfortunate. Would have been really nice to have drawn the potion there. Okay, so they just didn't have anything. I'm fine with triggering here. I could have not triggered, but it's not a huge shuffle anyway. It maybe was better to not play both the Blessed Villages. But it's done. We need to get a livery, and then we need to develop. I like the priorities here. Maybe just to develop, actually. They might be able to go ahead and buy develop now. Not sure. I will take one this turn. I'll probably be developing potion when I do it. If you like new blessed villager is going to give you alms, you'd take it. Or not alms, whatever the Earth's gift. That wasn't so clear to me, maybe messed up. It's rough to lose 2 pools instead of having those in hand, but we just have to play the shuffle and see what we get. Okay, we didn't get anything. Really. That was unfortunate. Obviously, really reasonable shot of getting big draw there. That just didn't happen. No, we lose 2 pools again, I guess. I'm still in okay position. I keep doing that. Keep hooking my foot on my mouse wire and just pulling it, launching it off my keyboard desk, whatever. Launching it off. They just buy a pool, which isn't. I think the last card here is an action, but these draws, I have not hit the pools, which has been really unfortunate. There's not a huge reason to like delay greening here. At least not too long anyway. There's some developed tricks you can do, but you can kind of do it as you buy. Your buy is maybe not like so valuable that you have to have it. Them losing Blessed Village actions are actually bigger in a lot of ways. I mean, I guess you can try and get some plunders. Or try and be in a position to get a decent number of plunders. Not crazy. I'm trying to figure out the sequence here, because it's not at all clear to me. So I'm trying to think it through a little bit before I start my turn, as far as what I develop. The silver's actually pretty nice. I would argue that the silver is pretty nice. Yeah, he can keep a mercenary. Okay. Interesting. I can redraw these, so this last card is develop. Whoa. Whoa. My mouse is a piece of garbage. That was a great boon. I'm really happy about that boon. Not gonna lie. So now the question is, we just green, or do we build additional stuff? Feel okay about the province. I could believe that it should be like a village. This horse is going to become a blessed village and an encampment. And then probably another horse will become those things as well. Not fully decided. Do they have 2 liveries? No, just one. I just trashed one. Trash is 2 coppers. Okay. Let's kill these. And we'll need to redraw them, but that's doable. I think our silver and our or just our province. It's now our only stop on top of the gold. There's like a nightmare scenario here where it goes Merc province. I'm gonna speak it into existence, as is my habit, but I do need to get a little bit extra money, don't I? I do. I need to have 8 again. I'm probably not going to be able to play mercenary, so I'm going to need a little bit extra cash, probably in the form of another livery. That should be doable. We'll have to lose one of the blessed villages, but that's fine. It feels like they've underplayed this a little bit just based on not doing gain and play with the develop, but maybe they didn't have the flexibility. They don't have a lot of action, so that might have been an issue. First gift's nice. I'm jealous of an Urskif for sure. Okay. How much do we care about getting horses? Maybe a little bit. Or trying to get a little extra horse action here. Does seem fine to leave on top. We could attack. Seems okay. I don't think there was a pile out. So now we have to figure out how to gain duchies, I guess. There may be a pile out on our turn. Or not duchies, but even like plunders would be okay. I don't think there was a pile out for. I don't think there will be a pile out for them. It would be on. No. It would be too hard to get all the plunders. They don't have the villages for that. They just don't. Actually, we better do the more sense. I don't know. Pile out will be hard. For me, even. So I don't think for them it's possible. One trick to watch out for I may be able to do is to gain a ambassador at the end, an ambassador of province over. They're just even lower on actions now. They're just chomping away at their villages. The more conservative approach for me is probably to get gears to set aside the green cards, and then I'm pretty much just safe on the drawing. And then as long as they're way low on villages relative to me, then I'll just be able to do whatever at the end to win. If they're pretty much just by province, I can beat that. I just have quite a bit more I can do. Now whether I know exactly how to do it is another question. It feels like I'm Could try for a win, but I don't think. Go for maybe Duchy Province. Get the last encampment. And then pretty much just live with that. Okay. Maybe it. Maybe it does, in fact, totally chain. But I kind of don't want to figure it out. And I don't think it's like a... I don't think it's like something I need to figure out to win the game. All right, one more. At this point, I'm pretty much just secure for non-demotion, and I think I looked at the standings. I don't think I've even... I mean, I'm ahead of Aku now by total, and I'm ahead of Sam by total, but that's basically assuming they don't win any more games this season. And in the case where they don't win anymore, probably Terracubus jumps ahead of me or something. Even if I win this last one here, I don't think that's gonna really change the story. So it's pretty much just well, unfortunately, it's pretty much just me trying to make JaCrispyKing more likely to demote. Though not unfortunate, I guess, if you're another person who wants him to. A lot of reasonable stuff to go for here. Mask opening looks pretty easy. I guess the question is whether you want to try and pair it with what you want to try and pair it with. Look, I'm being secretive. What's Colonnade? I need to remember when you buy an action. Okay, so Colonnade Alms may be a gotcha at some point that someone messes up. Yeah, I mean, I guess the play here is to either... Talisman isn't crazy, though I don't super love it. We'll try it. We don't play with Talisman much. Live a little. If the Masquerade is missing here, this could be kind of ugly. I'm trying to figure out how to do this the way I want. Ideally, it's a bit of a pain, because ideally I would like to take a mask here and then double Minstrel with the Talisman, but I could just fail to hit 4, in which case I don't really want. I guess the compromise is to, and in that case, I guess triple Minstrel is not the worst thing in the world. In this context, since you're just gonna like run around to the Masquerade, that's pretty okay. Obviously, I got the better. I would have probably preferred to do Mask and double Minstrel, but it's I would say pretty much fine this way too. I guess you do some Swashbuckler stuff. If you keep your deck kind of big enough where you can throw some things in with Minstrel, Swashbuckler looks like a really good way to pick up payload. The chest looks very good. You're gonna need some sanctuaries for buy. can pretty much play it like a smithy, kind of just a smithy village deck. Whether we get into the gladiators or not isn't clear. They're not bad at all. I mean, it probably won't be clear to anybody who that like, oh yes, definitely. What did I discard? I discarded. So I can get to 5 here if I would like to get a sanctuary. And I think I will go ahead and do that. We've left an estate on top, I believe. Is fine. I have a lot of minstrels. You don't need a million. I think I would be fine if I get to 4. So as long as I can talisman for that one more time, I'm not gonna be too mad about it. It's not clear the talisman really was worth doing though, versus just buying some of the things, but maybe you get thin enough that you're willing to do a silver. So they get a couple I don't really know how to take that. I didn't really have an option, right? I could have done copper, I guess. Not like clearly, to me it's not like clearly better. This is tougher, right? Because we would probably prefer to take a swashbuckler. We did draw the talisman, so. But I think I'll go ahead and do swashbuckler. I'm not real worried about Old Witch. So far, very good draws for me. They're gonna get possibly a little thinner than I do. I don't know. I don't think they can get to 8. That would be kind of funny if they could get to $8 and just take away all the minstrels entirely. They must have some. Are they just literally never having estates in hand? It's pretty unfortunate for them. Kind of assume they're gonna buy a 5 here. You have to at some point. My turn could either be very, very good or just kind of whatever. It's possible to be a really, really good turn. Probably going to be very, very good. Well, we didn't hit the swash in time technically. So it's not gonna, oh, never mind, it does work. Okay. Works out by 1 exact. Well, it doesn't matter. I have to pass copper. I was pretty close. Pretty close to being able to empty the minstrel, which would have been, if they hadn't had an estate in hand, that would have been an option, and I think I would have done it. I'm gonna do something that's a little greedy. No, maybe I won't. Maybe I will. Let's do it. Oh, this is very bad draw for JaCrispyKing. How many coppers did I have at the end of last? I can trash one. I mean, I can pass him silver sometimes. It's not a huge deal. Okay, so I want to have enough to go minstrel swash here, I think. This is it. I would just assume keep the coffer. So we got 6 of the villages and we have good lead on money. They still don't have plus buy. They have a bunch of masquerades, I guess. Probably here we go like swash silver or sanctuary silver. Depends a bit on how many coffers we get. We didn't necessarily need to buy the silvers if we think we're going to get the golds later on. And then, I mean, I'm pretty willing to green earlier here, of course, with Sanctuary. I had $9 last time. Could spin coffers, but I think we would like to try and get to the maybe it's Sanctuary Silvers. And then the next turn we would be able to do they're just pretty far behind. We'd be able to do Province Swash. It's just hard for them. I mean, they can make up a little ground if I have a turn where I don't have copper or talisman in hand, but I would be fine to pass a talisman over. Definitely. And then, especially after this turn. I guess they're just counting stuff. Yeah, they do go with it. Like, what do you do here? It feels like you have to add silver, but like if you buy a 5, your next turn looks literally exactly the same. Maybe you get a couple coffers. That's like the best thing you can do if you get a swashbuckler. But otherwise, you just next turn you'll almost. I mean, you're very likely to draw, but you just won't. You know, you're not gonna like. We did bottom tech swash here, so we need to kind of get to it and still have, and then trigger shuffles again, which should be doable. I'm not sure the order exactly. This probably doesn't matter actually, hugely. So this should work. Maybe it'll be too many, not enough cards. Okay, yeah, there just weren't. Oh, no, there are. Okay, cool. We really need $8 here, I think, for what we'd like to do. So we'll go ahead and play the Masquerade. If they pass as an estate, we'll just exile it. If they don't, so now we count. We have $9 again, but we probably only need 8. Here's what I'll do. I'll put it in. I'll take good care of it. I think I like this buy okay-ish. It's a little greedy. We're gonna end up passing a silver, but we'll still be able to do. We'll still be able to go province swashbuckler. I guess it would have made more sense to do probably swash first there rather than sanctuary, but I don't know that it's probably better, but not hugely different. Then go this turn we go province 5. Then the following turn we might be able to just do double province. Depends a bit on where the money all ends up. I think the colonnade points plus the exiled stuff probably going to also I'm just ahead, but I think probably gonna make the greening not too tricky. guess right now I'm at $11 in deck in treasure money. I'm gonna have to spend a couple coffers, but I will have already gotten the treasure chest, so that's okay. I don't know if they have any more matches, but anyway. Thanks everyone for watching. Take it easy. Have a good day, and I'll see you later.